how do you decide on pricing? Because people suffer a
Mhm.
lot on, setting a price for their service, like as like content creator
Yeah.
or editor, anyone, they suffer a lot on deciding on their prices, and they will not negotiate. If people are negotiating, they will go down as well. So how do you
Mhm.
recommend that set your this price as your base price and don't go below that? How do you do that?
So I don't recommend doing like there's no universal price that I can recommend because everyone's skill set is different, and
Yeah, yeah,
especially assuming this podcast will be seen mostly by beginners, so I can't give a base fee for that. But the idea is that you should charge what you feel is right for you, like what you feel you deserve, quote that, and see how many clients you're able to close at that rate. Let's say you've spoken to 10 people and you've had sales calls with 10 people. Out of that, you've managed to close five. Then, you have spoke to, okay, keep it the same or increase it a little bit. If you've closed 10 out of 10, you have to increase your prices because, well, everyone's saying yes. So you have a good offer, you have a good skill set, you should take your price up. If out of 10 people you've closed just one, or you're really struggling to close clients and their main issue with hiring you is your prices, then you have to lower it. So I think the
mm,
scope of negotiation definitely depends also on where you are at that particular point. Like if, for example, even at this stage, it depends on if is this the person that I really, really want to work with? Is this the person that I know that I can drive good results with and we can see an increase maybe in 2 months, maybe we'll come back and talk about the prices. Will that happen? Um, do I have scope for taking on more clients? Is it a situation where I probably have fewer clients that I wanted, so I really need to onboard somebody like as soon as possible? So all these factors determine how you will approach your negotiation and your pricing. So there's no blanket rule that, oh, you should not negotiate. It's not that. It's not that. It's what is serving you at that point, and what do you need to keep up with the momentum of work. You do that. But the basic idea is that you start with charging what you feel is right for you. If you feel like, okay, for this I should get paid $100, then you should charge that, because when you feel that the pricing is correct, then you will have a different level of conviction for in front of the client as well.
hmm,
So you will be able to convince them. But if I tell you, oh, you know what, go and charge $500, but you feel like you should have only charged 100, then even when you're talking to the client, you're just going to be like, yeah, I mean, it starts from like 500 but like, you just won't have that sort of conviction to close
hmm,
them. So you don't want that. So
hmm,
go with your feel factors in the beginning.
hmm. And like, what's your opinion on this? Like, if anyone is giving any kind of service, like as a freelancer,
Mhm.
they should focus on a certain kind of niche, or they can take clients from multiple industries or multiple markets.
So you can start out with anything you want. I encourage that because the idea is to get as much exposure and, as we talked about, experience. It's about getting as much experience as possible. But at the same time, your goal in mind with getting all that experience is to narrow down your niche. The more faster you narrow down your niche, the sooner you can charge more. You will have more expertise in that space. You will start building case studies that are very relevant to that particular niche. And so you'll also close higher quality clients at a higher price.
Mm-hmm.
So all this is only possible once you niche down. So you should definitely like figure out your niche and your target audience as soon as possible, so that then you know that you have some sort of stability and you have clear direction of how to scale. Otherwise, you're just like kind of flapping, try to stay afloat, and you don't want that.
Hmm. Hmm. And uh, you know, I saw some of your reels also on this, but people don't invest too much in upgrading their skill sets a lot. And for, let's say, for kind of editing, if there is one sort of editing is going on right now, and if you and after 1 year there is that editing process is just vanished from the market, the people want new kind of editing, then you have to upgrade your skill set. Then how about sparing time for skill set in your routine? How do you set that okay, this is a time for where I will just work on upgrading my skill set?
I don't think in terms of skill set I have a particular routine, because it's just something that I pick up on the job. Like when you're working with
Hmm.
clients, of course, you figure out that, okay, this is what's working, this is what isn't, that this is the new and upcoming trend, this is just, dying out. So it's just an on the job kind of
On.
process. I think for me, upskilling becomes more about focusing on the operation side of things, like the business. How do I scale the business? How do I hire people? How do I train people? How do I up my lead generation? How do I, increase my prices, create new offerings, close new clients? Like that's the kind of upskilling that I need from a business owner point of view, rather than what a freelancer would need, which would mainly be, okay, first you fix your skill set itself, and then you can decide on the
Hmm.
other things.
Hmm.
But yeah, at this stage, I think a lot of my skills related stuff is mostly about learning on the job, because we're just working with so many clients, so we have that exposure to multiple multiple data points, basically, as to, okay, this got us results and this didn't, and then of
Hmm.
course it changes for each client as well. So we pick up on the go, and we learn that how to like kind of optimize results for each and every client based on the trends that we're seeing so far. So it's an
Hmm.
on the job kind of thing.